this feels great back me right now. My back's like, I'm not happy about what I just did, so now it's much happier.
It'll be interesting to see how that feels from you coming right from a deadlift too. Back smoke.
Back's already smoked, so yeah.
Yep.
Is there no noticeable difference when people have their feet up versus heels on the ground?
No, I haven't actually.
Because I'm a heels down guy too, so I was curious.
I haven't really actually experimented where I've asked people about that. That's a good question.
I don't think you notice a difference. Just how do you hit reps? I'm feet down too. You know, heels down. So. Come on.
Yeah, drive!
Get out.
Good shit.
You know, everybody that we've had on here, same thing they say right out of the gate. You can't not feel the difference. And if you don't expect that much of a difference, then you're like, what? It's big.
And then you feel the extra freedom of motion in your shoulders. That freaks a lot of people out too, because guess what? You're having to use your whole kinetic chain for the first time ever.
100%. So for you, again, that's just one of the challenges marketing, you know, between me and you and selling is, you know, you can't just send one of these out to every gym for everybody to try and then hope they pay you for it afterwards. But like, you know, as you grow and as they're in more gyms, it's like our barbells. People feel them and then pretty soon they know for it and they're like, holy shit. But it's a challenge. Somebody's like, why do I need this? They're like, because it'll do X, Y, Z. And they're like, okay. And then when they feel it, they're like, oh, it did that. When we went to, you know, spring training, you know, with the major league teams. Used to go there every year. Once people feel the transformer ball, they feel the trap ball, they get it in their hands, they're like, I want this. But they didn't have that vibe before. Part of the problem with our industry, you know, there's so many products. No more of that. Good. Pull it into position. Let's go to work. Come on. Good, Harley.
Well, the first question should be like overall, how did it feel using that? So
Yeah, I loved it. Kept my back in really good position. Felt my shoulders. It was really good.
And
That's all we need.
I guess the other question would be is, do you think this could help you like with your training? Like, do you think this is something that you would like to incorporate? Something,
Oh, absolutely.
You know, something along that.
Yeah. So I bench a minimum of 2 days a week. Closer to comp, I start going 3. So this would be definitely useful in any of those days, even if it was as a warm up or going into my secondary day, or even my third day, where we don't do real heavy work. I really like the way that it feels.
And then I guess the other thing is, how do you think having the launch pad on there compared to doing like your regular flat bench, how do you compare the two? Or what differences do you think you feel, or differences that showed up today?
I'd be interested to see my range of motion, because it definitely feels like my range of motion is bigger, which is great because you always want to train that, because on the platform the last thing that you want is to have a failure either low or high. So I think working through a longer range of motion is always good, which is why I like to use the Duffalo bar here. But that makes me feel like I'm really pushing it all the way through. So I think that's going to be the best training aspect, and that's what I really liked about it. Yeah, I saw you guys working with it. I'm like, we'll see. But I really like it.
Right. right? You don't. It's like one of those things. You don't knock it till you try it.
Right. 100%. Have you had anyone ask for something that had more of an arch to it?
I haven't had people have actually they've been more surprised because they're unless they're a powerlifter, they're not used to benching with an arch. Like especially a bodybuilder, they're flat backing most of the time.
Right. Which is why they always have shoulder injuries.
Right.
So this is going to put their shoulders in the right position.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Allows it to move like a suppressor.
Yeah.
And they're getting enough range from the track standpoint to move.
Right. That training affect is going to be substantial for them. Interesting.
But no, I haven't had anyone say anything like, hey, you need more strength. I didn't want to go overboard.
Right.
I wanted it to support the lower back, but just put you in position so your sternum is actually at the proper angle. So they might, like, for newbie, they're not going to know that. So now they're going to understand what it's supposed to feel like when you're doing it right.
But that's why I like this. I mean, it's kind of for Kabuki Strength, it's right up our alley because we create equipment that's going to put you in the correct position. Whether you have the knowledge or not, the equipment's going to put you there. And it's going to keep you safer. And for a master's lifter, especially, we want to be in this game as long as we can. Obviously, we all just push ourselves through injuries, which is not the brightest thing, but we do it. And to have a piece of equipment that's going to put me in the correct position all of the time, that's a no-brainer.
That's where we get it. It forces you to stay tight. It's going to be locked in.
Right.
100%. It's exactly the thought process that I was actually going through as I designed it. I was trying to think, what can I do to make the bench more functional, number one. And then when you look at everything you have to go through just to get in the position, it's like, why have we never even considered redesigning the surface that we lay out? We built specialty bars, equipment that would manipulate the strength curve, all the crazy shit.
Sure. All the different wraps.
Cam systems. We never looked at that.
That's true.
I think I got an idea. Took me a year messing with different trial and error, different angles, and I was like, you know what? They need to know how to arch their back, but the shoulder needs to move like it's supposed to. But if you can just lay down and be in the right position, like you said, you don't have to understand it, but you're going to feel it.
Right.
And your body will glue itself in, so your central nervous system will take over. You don't even have to really know how to press, it's going to make you do it.
Just put you in the correct movement pattern initially. I like that. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Setup's highly overlooked. Big time. Powerlifters are very good about it. It becomes a routine.
Right.
You can't nail the lift without the proper setup, but you know the changes in bar paths and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
The average Joe, even people in athletics, they're pretty terrible about nailing setup.
Right.
So if you can nail setup no matter what, especially if you're a strength coach coaching 100 football players, less babysitting,
Seriously.
better safety in the weight room, better shoulder health, better relationship with your athletes too. So
Well, how many of us really want our bench?
most
That's something that I deal with at trade shows constantly. I'm dealing with coaches all the time, NSCA or what have you, and they're like, well, we don't want them benching because they're just going to get hurt. Well, they're going to get hurt because the coach can't be everywhere at once, keeping an eye on everyone's technique and the way they're setting up and that basic foundation. So sell them all this and be like, hey, guess what? They can go back to benching.
Or how many people just give up eventually and shoulder injuries or lifting? It's not supposed to be.
No, it's not.
Lifting is not supposed to destroy your body, it's supposed to make it stronger.
Right. Well, and there are certain things that the bench press will train that are hard to train in other areas. I mean, we have a pulley system, which is great, but any situation where you have to push somebody away from you, whether you're a wrestler, a police officer, a football player, anything from here, you're going to want that to be strong. Why wouldn't we train this and put you in the correct position to do so? I like that.
Especially offensive line. You know, if you're strong from here, you can recover attention.
Yep.
Save a play, whatever the case is.
That's what your coaches want to hear.
Absolutely. Make it better to craft anything that, so yeah, from my perspective, if I'm a strength coach, like J.L. Holdsworth said, it makes you a Yoda coach. You don't have to do this. You just lay down, push. Like, that's all you have to do. And he said,